He's earned degrees from Alabama, Loyola, and Stanford. He started with the New Orleans Saints in 1998, became team president in 2012, overseeing the operation of the Saints and now the New Orleans Pelicans as well. He was instrumental in negotiating the deal with the state of Louisiana for your New Orleans Saints to remain the New Orleans Saints through 2025 at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. The Saints conclude their preseason Thursday night at Green Bay, and then they start playing the real games on September 13th in Arizona. Please give a warm Greater New Orleans Sports Foundation Quarterback Club welcome to Dennis Lauscha of the New Orleans Saints.
Thank you very much. And like everyone else, I'm honored to be here today. And to be real honest with you, I'm so excited about the partnership that Sports Foundation and the Quarterback Club have joined. And I'll tell you, so many people in this room share the same feelings that I have. I mean, we're in love with Louisiana's sports at the Pee Wee football level, the bitty basketball level, to high school, to college, to pro. And, it's in our DNA, it's in our genetics here. And the bottom line is, in my opinion, is that we all have to support each other. We all need to support each other. And I don't know if that's always been the case, and everyone thinks we're competitors. We're not competitors. I mean, I think when we're doing well, more people go to high school football games. When high school teams win, they want to go to see our games. Same with Tulane. When we're doing well, when they're doing well, people want to be football fans or golf tournaments or whatever else. And so it's important to me, it's important to our organization that we really get out there and support this industry, because this is an industry. It's fun, it's a game, but it's an industry. And we have a very vibrant, a very successful, and it's an industry that people in this room can be proud of. And we're real proud of this industry, and I appreciate you guys being here and being a part of it. We talked a lot about high school football. I just make a plug also for high school basketball. And to be honest with you, we need to help it out a little bit, I think. And the Pelicans are going to be there for that. I don't know if high school basketball ever recovered the way football did after Katrina, and so you're going to see a big focus in our organization to try to rebuild that up. There was an article not long ago, maybe a year ago. We started doing some research on this. So we have some very talented kids, but they won't meet the academic requirements to get into college in some of our state institutions. And so we have to do what we can to improve that. Our partners at Chevron, I can tell you, are helping us with that as well. I also see Coke, thank you for being here today. SMG Friends and People's Health, thank you all for being here today. But we have to do what we can to help our youth to make sure that they can get that free education if they're talented enough. And so anyway, we're committed to that, Coach, and we're committed to high school football, and we're here if you need us, to be honest with you. Please let everyone know that. Coach also said something that, I don't know if it's all football teams are alike, or all coaches are alike, or maybe there's no difference between high school and pro, because I hear the same thing. Our team will be rebuilding this year. We have some experienced places and areas, and avoid injury. I've been hearing that for 18 seasons now. But anyway, as you know, my colleague Mickey Loomis is the one that gets all the credit for football. And I believe he's coming to speak here very soon, and he'll be able to answer your questions on the football team a lot better than me, but I'll try to answer whatever you ask. But this offseason has been a fun offseason, let me tell you. We've seen a lot, and every offseason seems to get more and more challenging every year, because the industry, like we said, changes so much. But this offseason, we're very excited. From a basketball standpoint, went into it after coming off first playoff appearance in a very long time. Obviously, we need to improve our football product. There's a lot of thought, a lot of process, and a lot of looking ourselves in the mirror, both on the football side and on the basketball side, to make sure we have the best people in the best places to deliver winning football. And I would tell you, I think we've accomplished that. I think, like you said, we do have some inexperienced areas, but I think at the end of the day, I think we're going to have a really good football team. I know we're going to have a really good football team. I'm excited about a lot of the things that I'm seeing on our football team, and I know our football folks are as excited or more excited than I am. And then on the business side, and that's mostly what I focus on, as many of you know, it was a big year. We're real excited. We have all brand new thanks to our friends at SMG and the hard work that they do, we have new video boards in the Smoothie King Center this year. We're going to have it fully branded. Building off, trying to make sure that people respect our sports in Louisiana. We're going to introduce a Hall of Fame, or I'm sorry, a basketball in Louisiana, state of Louisiana basketball. The history of Louisiana basketball is going to go into the lobby of the Smoothie King Center, and it has truly been a blast finding out about the history of Louisiana basketball. There were so many things I didn't know. Probably a lot of you folks, I don't know, knew that Loyola won a national championship, won the NCAA championship. They didn't call it that back then, but they won that. Gramblin's won national championships. McNeese has won national championships. We have players that came from New Orleans that played the first NBA game. So we have a rich history of basketball, and we're going to celebrate that at the Smoothie King Center. The other big thing that we're really excited about is new boards in the Superdome for next year. We're working on that, the new boards, and that whole process has begun. We'll have that up next year. We continue to work in Champion Square, continue to develop that. We're excited about that. Enhance your game day experience. Again, say thanks to our SMG friends and working with us, and our Disney training that we've been implementing over the 2 years. Our customer satisfaction results have been outstanding. I hope you've seen some better experience there. We have one of the things, speaking of traffic, one of the things that we're trying to do, I know our friends here are helping us with, is trying to get the Howard Avenue extension in the back of the Superdome. That would help on Saints games and on Pelicans games. We're working on that this off season. Man, we focus a lot on our digital expansion. I don't know if you guys have the Saints or Pelicans app, but if you don't, I'm begging you, please download it. The Saints app is really outstanding. You have, it's geo-fenced, so you have to be in the Superdome. But if you're in the Superdome, you'll get 4 angles of replay for every play that occurs in the Superdome. So if you're in your seat and you want to see that play again, and it's not on the big board, you can look down at your phone and you can look at 4 different angles, as well as minute-to-minute stats. And it really is a great tool. It doesn't cost anything. If you have an issue and your technology, if your technology isn't where it's supposed to be, look for a Saints employee. They'll be more than happy to download the app for you, except for me, because I'm like you. I had to get it done. Still going flat back to basketball, off season, continue to look at D-League, whether a D-League team makes sense for us. We're going to keep on looking at that. It would be in the region, probably somewhere around here if we decide to do that. We talked about the Pelican Youth programs, really focused on high school life skills and midi life skills. So we'll be working with the high schools in Jefferson Parish and Lord and everyone else. We have the 300th anniversary of New Orleans coming up, and we want to play a big role in that. And we've already started working on, I don't know if you guys realize it, it's the 50th anniversary of the Saints next year. So we've already started working on the things we're going to do for the 50th anniversary. We certainly invite all the fans' response, suggestions, whatever it is. I'm sure we're going to play a big role with the Hall of Fame, and that's all going to be fun. Now, the big part about that, thing I'm proud about too, is that we launched our Legends program this year. For many of you guys, you may remember a name, Dan Simmons. Dan Simmons was our equipment manager for essentially the first day we opened. Not quite that long, but he's been around for a long time. Anyway, we tapped him to run basically our Alumni and Legends program to make sure all the Saints players are getting and taking advantage of all the NFL programs that are out there, health, financial, whatever it may be. Just get to know where your alumni are, know that the club's there to support you if you need anything. And so one thing we envision to help you guys out at the Sports Foundation, as well as here at the Quarterback Club, maybe we can get some of those guys to come out here and talk as well and get them back involved in our organization. So we're real proud of that. Last thing before I open up to questions, if you guys are, if you haven't heard, Morton Anderson will be inducted into our Ring of Honor this year. We're real proud of that, and I can tell you he is exceptionally honored and excited to be up there. I know that for a fact because he's already asked for this week because he's bringing in many of his family members from Europe to participate in the event. So we're real proud of that. And I'll open up for questions. One last thing, thank you for the sellouts. This is going to be our 10th year of sellouts. Every game has been sold out. Again, we appreciate that. We appreciate your response in helping out when we were in dire need after Katrina. Again, it's remarkable, 10 years of sellout, suites sold out. And we're also very thankful of what we're doing, what you guys are doing in the community for the Pelicans as well. We're well over 11,500 tickets on our way. Who knows, we might be 14,000 FSCs by the end of the year, which will be right close to being sold out there too. So again, if you haven't bought your tickets and you want to be there, you're running out of time, but that's not a threat, that's just to let you know what's going on. It's really not. But anyway, we'll open up for questions. I'll be happy to answer anything you got.
Raise your hand, please.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if you're aware of this, but there's a third of high school sports facilities in this city. Would it be possible that the Saints would let high school teams use maybe just once a week one of your practice fields so that they could have one of their games there, even if it's just once a week?
Man, you ask a great question, and I will tell you the answer to that. And we are working on it. Didn't leave it up, put on the list. And for some of these guys, I know Ron Maestri knows this because he worked at the Zephyrs for a while. We have in our plans right now, and we're hopefully going to announce it soon. We're looking to put a gigantic youth programs facility across the street from the Saints facility. We're looking to put 2 to 4 football fields with stands so that practices can happen there. And we're looking to put 8 basketball courts or as many as 16 basketball courts, all open to the community, all to be used for high school, all to be used for youth programs. And the other thing we're going to put on there is we plan to put, and it's already drawn, a number of meeting rooms, so you have meeting room space for coaches and high school coaches and their staffs when they come in. So all that is on the drawing board. We're trying to find a naming rights sponsor for it right now. If you know one, give me a call. That'll help facilitate us getting getting it done. And also the other thing, and I don't want to rain on his parade, but he knows that if we do that, we also going to invite them to be a big part of that with the Saints Hall of Fame. And we want to start a Pelicans Hall of Fame. And we'd like to have that all on the 10.5 acres that are right across the street from where our facility is. So we're working on it. I promise you we're working on it. Anything else? Yes, ma'am.
Programs are you using to engage with the high school basketball programs with talking about the program?
Yeah. Good point, and I hope as some of our youth football folks in the room know, some of our high school folks. The one thing that we're real proud of with the Saints is what we've done from a youth program standpoint. Really grassroots, getting out, teaching life skills, all those types of things. We were doing it already, and we were starting it with the NBA. And a quick aside, I don't, it's remarkable that we've been selling out for 10 years. But I have to think there's some correlation, and Nick Carl's here, he'd probably be able to tell you this too. It was about 15, 20 years ago we started with youth programs. And now all those kids that have gone through our youth programs are our fans now. And we gave out a lot of stickers, he's shaking his head, we gave out a lot of stickers, and we've given out a lot of t-shirts, and we've really got a lot of kids involved from a very young level in our football program. And it's no shock to me that these are the same kids who are showing up buying our tickets. So with that, we looked at it from a basketball standpoint too, really getting people to really be engaged. And so we started the process of going down that road. What can we do? Again, a lot of it based on that article that I read about these kids are not prepared to go to college. We actually talked to a couple of, I think we talked to your college basketball coach, and we talked to other on what can we do to help prepare them. Anyway, the NBA saw what we were doing. They said that they want to get involved, and they actually are starting a gigantic program now across the league, NBA program, and we're on the pilot for that. And so I don't know if everything's going to we're still trying to figure out exactly what we're going to do, but we're working on getting that accomplished. But look, we're at your schools. I don't know if you have any kids or grandkids now. We have been just about every other day. We're out at a school, whether it's public, private, parochial, wherever, teaching basketball skills. And the other thing that we do there, which we're real proud of, is after you get finished doing all of your athletic stuff, you also get a tutorial on coastal erosion, because we're the Pelicans and that's so important. And if you go home as a kid and you take the test, and the test is extraordinarily easy to pass, and you get to learn a little bit more about the coast, then you qualify for 2 free tickets to a basketball game. So we want kids to learn about the coast. We want kids to learn about what's going on in the coast. Again, Chevron has helped us with that, and we couldn't be prouder. So. Yeah.
How big is the video board organization?
Very, very big. What was the final number?
Very big?
Three times the size that we have now, at least 3 times the size that we have now. It's essentially, you guys have seen the boards, you've seen the 2 big advertisers on each side. It goes beyond that all the way around, and it goes all the way to the top. In fact, we have to figure out the air conditioning issue because of the vents up there, because we're going on top of the vents. So, I mean, it's going to be really big. We looked at hanging the board, doing a la Dallas Cowboys or whatnot. We had, I guess, constraints on the weight based on the dome and some other things. And at the end of the day, we thought that would be the best solution for the video boards. And no, they're on both sides. So bring your tanning lotion because it's going to be bright. Yes, sir.
What was the Saints' reaction of hearing that the Mercedes-Benz is now going to be the naming rights for the Atlanta Falcons?
That's a good question. The high road answer is, now look, we have a very good relationship with Mercedes-Benz, and I'll say this, it's worked out so well for us, they know it really works. And we're delivering the best television ratings in the country in this region. I don't know if, again, thank you for that. Best television, not even close. We watch television, we watch the Saints here more than anywhere else in the country, by far, television ratings. We're delivering the highest television ratings. We're delivering a sold-out stadium, sold-out suites, and the other thing, #1 on Facebook. So globally, we're delivering a market too. So we're delivering them, and they know how important it is to be associated with us in the stadium. And so building on that, knowing the fact that they're moving their headquarters to Atlanta, knowing the fact that it's a new stadium, they called us, they said that they were doing it. And it is what it is, and we will certainly continue to work well with them, and we'll see where we go. So hopefully for many, many, many years. If not, I have a 2-for-1 naming rights deal. Anyone else? No football questions. All right. Thank y'all very much.
Thank you, Dennis.